All right, hello everybody. Welcome again to another live stream here on Woo English. As always, my name is Hamza. I am your host, and maybe you consider me as your teacher here. But I consider myself a host in these live streams on Woo English. As always, today we meet for another live stream in which we are going to talk about the Iranian and Israeli war that's been going on, and at the same time, of course, like a lot of things happened after our last live stream. A lot of things happened. There was a lot of development, a lot of update, and a lot happened, including today. And I think one of the most important things that probably happened during this conflict between Iran and Israel was definitely the intervention of the United States. So today we meet to discuss what's going on. We discuss how things ended or where things are right now, and also we kind of discuss or we kind of learn at the same time some English. I want to stay faithful to the theme of the channel, which is learning English. And so today we'll have a lot of discussions, a lot of activities. I just want to remind you, please, to double click on the screen if you don't mind. Just double click the screen, and that's all you need to do. Just double click on my face if you want. Consider that a double hit. So, please don't forget to say hi in the chat. Let me see who is here, who is joining us today. And I want you to engage with what we are going. I want you to engage with the questions I have for you today. I have a lot of questions, a lot of activities, a lot of exercises today. I hope that you will be very engaged with these activities. You will benefit, of course. We will benefit as well. Okay, let us start without further ado. Okay, so as I said, we'll talk about the war news. So we're gonna have a little discussion. Of course, we have here the mighty B-2 bomber. Of course, we condemn the use of that bomber, but we can all appreciate the fact that this is a breathtaking piece of machinery like that the United States has. It definitely changed the equilibrium of this war. Like this plane definitely changed the process of the war. Given that actually, from what I learned, this airplane is not new. It's a very old airplane. This is like 30-year-old airplane. It's probably older than me. So this is no new technology, and still using it, the United States managed to end a very probably one of the most dangerous conflicts that's been going on in the last couple of years. Of course, second to the ongoing war in Gaza, of course. All right. So, of course, so this live stream will be divided into different parts, different chapters. The first chapter will be share your opinion. So, share your opinion. Of course, it's what the title suggests to you. Definitely, just going to share with me some of your opinion about different topics. Okay, the first question, I would love to hide my face so I can appreciate this airplane here. All right. Question number 1. Do you support the United States intervention in Iran, which happened, I think, 2 or 3 days ago? Do you support that? Yes or no? Do you think that was the right thing to do? Or do you think that was a very foolish thing to do? Because I've seen on Twitter, hopefully there are some people from Twitter today. I don't know, not so far. I would love for some of you guys to share with me your opinion about the U.S. intervention. What do you think about that? Do you think that was rightful? That was a good thing to do, or was that a very bad step made by Donald Trump? What do you guys think? So I will wait for your answers. Of course, I know most of the time, a lot of you are very shy in the very beginning, and then you start sharing, and then you start engaging little by little. So I'm gonna be patient this time. Okay, let me transfer myself. Let me just very quickly check my phone so that I see how you guys see me. Um, all right, that's nice. I think that's nice. Yeah. All right. Okay. Do you support the United States intervention in Iran? Personally, I don't. Personally, I don't. I think the United States should have stayed like neutral. But yeah, now that they have intervened, of course, like it seems that the conflict has come to an end. There is a ceasefire today. Let me share with you the word ceasefire. So the word is ceasefire. Right, I wrote it for you. So the word here, ceasefire, you can see it here. So ceasefire basically cease means to stop. So ceasefire meaning to stop fighting, basically. That's what the word means. So ceasefire. Of course, there was a ceasefire, like it started, I think, 12 hours ago or something like that. But well, uh, though I don't support the airstrikes that the United States performed. I think they were a little bit. Uh, they brought the conflict to an end. Probably the conflict would have came to a different end if the United States did not intervene, but they intervened, and now we have a ceasefire. So, what do you guys think about this? I will wait for your replies. So, do you support the United States intervention in Iran? Yes or no? Just write for me a yes or no in the chat. That's all I'm asking for. And please don't forget to double click. If you haven't yet, double click on the screen. Something magical will happen. So just like double click on the screen and see for yourself. All right, next question. So I shared my opinion. Maybe you can share with me yours later. Question number 2. Who is more responsible for the escalation? So, of course, some of you may not understand the word escalation. You will find the meaning of the word down below. So, escalation means making things worse or more intense. That's basically what escalation is. So, when a situation escalates, it becomes worse and worse, right? So, it moves from bad to worse. So, that's what we call escalation. So, who of these 3 countries do you think was responsible for making things worse in this last conflict? Was it Israel, Iran, or the United States? Of course, I would say Israel. Maybe the United States as well. Because, well, even as a neutral observer, we can all agree that Iran was simply defending itself. Iran started the attack. The United States supported, of course, Israel. So that was not an okay thing to do. So just a very quick reminder for everybody who is just joining. Of course, welcome to the live stream. We are discussing the updates of the ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel. So the last live stream that we had, the last thing that happened then was that Iran and Israel were fighting. And right after our live stream, the United States joined the war. And that had significant effect, and a lot of things happened in the last 3 days or 2 days. A lot of things happened, and we are in today where they reached a ceasefire. But I still want to discuss with you the war. I still want to discuss it with you. I want to know what you guys think about that. So basically, the question is, who do you think is more responsible for the escalation? Of course, escalation simply means who do you think is responsible for making things very bad? Right. So I have someone, Vikas Power. Where are you from? I'm from Morocco, my man. What about you? What are you from? I think this is your first time watching this live stream, so welcome, of course. And yeah, where are you from? I would love. Always, I like to know where my viewers are from. Same goes for everybody watching. If you can tell us where you are watching this live stream from, that would be fantastic, because that helps us in understanding which regions of the world have which idea about the conflict. So Vikas, what about you, man? What about you? But YouTube looks like from the US. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. We are a channel that teaches English, so probably that's why we seem like we are from the United States. I want to chat with you, of course. I'm here. You can chat with me. I'm more than welcome. You're more than welcome to chat with us here. All right. Sorry, you will see me from time to time looking away. I just want to see how things are going on the phone. I'm using my phone to see how things are going. That's why you will see me looking over my shoulder from time to time. Yes, because what do you want to chat about? I work in Dubai, but I am from India. Wonderful. Which side do you support, Vikas? Which side do you support? All right, more people joining. So can you join the discussion, everybody? Which side do you think is responsible for the escalations? Of course, the war has ended, probably, hopefully forever. Toure. Toure! I'm from Guinea Conakry. Wonderful. I'm from Africa too, man. I'm from Africa too. Though I have a pale skin, I am from Africa as well. I'm from North Africa, from Morocco. I don't support war at all. Thank you so much. Me too. Me too. Look, we too, Vikar in or Vikas. We too in Wu English. We don't support war at all. We don't because in all wars, most of the time the victims are civilians, and we don't like that. Including, by the way, we covered when there was a war between your country, between India and Pakistan. We talked about that or in our live stream, and we said that we hope that the two countries will reach peace, which they did, because at the end of the day, you know what I believe in. No one wins in war. In war, everybody loses. All right. In war, everybody loses. But again, we should discuss some facts, like who is the perpetrator, who is the one who is attacking first. Of course, we can all agree it's Israel, and of course, we can know that while Israel has ended its war with Iran, it's still attacking uh, 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 armless civilians in Gaza, which is not okay at all. Which is not what we advocate for. It's not peace. That's not peace. You cannot attack people who are very hungry and they are just queuing for food. I'm sorry, I'm like becoming very political right now or becoming very opinionated, but this is my opinion, as I said. But I join you, because in saying that we hope that one day we will have a world with no war. Next question. Should countries in the region stay neutral? Should other countries join the war? Of course, the war has ended, thankfully. But I have prepared these questions way before. Because now the United States has joined, right? Should other countries join, like China and exactly, Juan, exactly. Juan, did I pronounce your name correctly? Juan, right? That's how you pronounce it. Juan, is it Juan? But I completely agree with you, man. I completely agree. And Israel as well. I would say Israel as well, because those two countries are absolutely behind a lot of wars. Russia, well, Russia also is doing its like fair amount of war in Ukraine, but we don't support any war in general. It is correct. Wonderful, Juan. Wonderful. Where are you joining us from, Juan? Where are you joining us from? I want to move to more interesting questions. All right, yes, this is a very interesting question. This is a more general question, but before I move to this question, let me very quickly just remind those of you who are just joined. Welcome, of course. This is Wo English for people who are watching our channel for the first time. Our channel is dedicated to learning English through stories, right? But from time to time, we would love to discuss what's going on in the world. Like today, we are discussing the ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel. So we have done already a live stream about it, but today we want to do an update because a lot of things happened after our last live stream. Like the United States joined the war, Iran attacked like more places in Israel. There was a ceasefire today, even, which is a good news for me, to be honest. It's good news. But for the attack that the United States conducted, I was not very happy with that, to be honest. Okay. Is military action ever justified in modern times? So this is a more general question. So even if you don't want to be opinionated, you don't want to join, or you don't want to support any side, what do you think about this question? Is military action ever justified in our daily voice? Thank you so much, Vikas. So Vikas, for example, watches our videos. Our videos are not all about politics, but when there is something big going on in the world, we would love to cover it and learn some English through it. And this is what we are doing today. We are not just discussing politics today. We are going to also learn some English around the end of the live stream, right? So just stick to the end. We are going to do listening, discussion, and language, right? So a lot of things are in this live stream. I don't like for it to be just like discussion and talking politics. I want you guys to benefit from what we promise we will do, which is help you learn English. So that's what we are going to do. The question here is very interesting one. So imagine if a country. So here I'm going to explain the question with like some examples. Israel made a military action against Iran and said, well, we attacked Iran first because we believe they have nuclear weapons. Do you think that this is justified military action? So, in general, do you think a country is justified to attack another country with weapons? Yes, I always believe that. Only if it's self-defense, like a country can only use weapons if it's defending itself, like what Iran did, or a country is never justified to do a military action. Which one do you stand with? Which statement do you stand with? Yes, military action is always justified. No, it's never justified, or it's only sometimes justified if you want to do this. Yes, for example, Vika said yes, only in self-defense. So only in self-defense for Vikas is a country justified to make or perform military action. Sorry, I keep changing the frame. Sorry for that. What about the others? So Juan, for example, Juan answered one of the questions. The rest of you guys, I see a lot of people watching, and I'm very happy that a lot of people are watching our live stream. But I want you to engage with us, right? This is your chance to learn English, to practice your English, and share your opinion at the same time. For me, I think I'm gonna join Vikas. A country is justified, or military action is justified, only in the case of self-defense. Otherwise, it should be condemned, right? You know the verb condemn, to condemn. To condemn is to say that something is bad or should not happen. So this is the verb condemn, right? For example, wait, it will appear in a moment. All right, so the word condemn here means to say that something is bad, it should not happen, right? Condemn. For example, a lot of countries condemned the US strike on Iran's nuclear sites. So that's to condemn. That's to say that something is not acceptable. The verb is condemn. Remember this verb. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back to my corner. And by the way, please, I would love to ask you, while I have you here, can you please double click on the screen? You just double click on the screen, something magical will happen, and then we can move on. Double click on the screen for me, please. Double click, and that's all. All right. So let me move on. Give me a second. This is quite slow sometimes. All right. Okay. So next question. Do you think we're on the brink of a third world war? To be on the brink of something, meaning we are at the edge. We are about to. Thank you so much because I started when I was in high school. I learned English around when I was between, I think, when I was 17 years old. And then I studied English in university, and then I had my master's degree, and now I'm a teacher of English. So it took a lot of work to improve my English, and I think I still need to improve my English some more. But as I always say, this is always something that I love to say. I love always to say that English. If you want to learn English, the first step is to expose yourself to it. When you expose yourself to English, you learn how English people speak. If you want to imitate them, of course. So when you expose yourself to English through videos, through live streams like the one you are watching now, through podcasts, through documentaries, for English material. You mean here on the channel, Hasi Zahana. I'm gonna call you Nahala. You mean our material is very poor, Nahala? All right, let me go back. Okay. Yes. So the first thing you should do is expose yourself to English. Do you think we are on the brink of a third world war? I thought for a moment, I thought that for me, for example. Now I think, well, maybe things can, maybe not as bad as it was. Like, things are not because especially with the ceasefire that they reached today. Nahala, where are you from? I know Juan is from Venezuela. Pawar is from India, but he lives in Dubai. What about you, Nahala? Do you talk with a lot of foreigners regularly? Not necessarily, to be honest. Not necessarily, but I do. I have a lot of friends. Um, Thank you so much. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, man. Thank you, Rakesh. Which country are you from? Uh, do you talk with foreigners regularly? Because you don't need to talk with foreigners to learn English, right? I will share with you later. I will share with you a video that I have on my personal channel, not on Wo English, on my personal channel, that will help you learn English and practice English, even if you don't have someone to practice it with, right? So I'm gonna share that later with you. Humble like your person. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. You guys are also wonderful people. I have a lot of people from India, from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, people around that region. I know you guys have a lot of conflicts, but you guys are some of the kindest people around. Like you are some of the kindest, most supportive people who visit my channel are definitely from those regions, and we have a lot of people who join from there. But so thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, this. I want to answer this question. I think it's possible. Humans' history is war and the more war. Unfortunately, Juan, you can see Juan's comment on the top of the screen. By the way, it's right here. So that's the comment. Um, unfortunately, like human history is filled with wars. Wars, yeah. Rakesh, you said you are from which country? All right. So yeah, war upon war upon war. Oh, yeah, Rakesh, you mean yes, you will. All right. I won't. I will be honest, man. I'm not gonna fight for politicians because most of the time it's politicians who start the wars. India. All right. Vikas is also from India. We have like two people right now from India. That's why I said that people from India are. We have a lot of people here, and I know it's very late. I think at night in your country, guys, but still you are here. Your people, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, you guys are very hardworking people. I want to say that. I want to say that. All right. Would you fight for your country like Rakesh? So Rakesh will fight for his country if there is war, right? What about you, Juan, for example, and Vikas? What about you guys? And what about the rest of you guys watching this live stream? Would you fight for your country if war spreads? If there is more war, would you fight for your country? Or would you say, I'm busy, I'm sorry. Like me, I'm gonna tell them just, I'm sorry, I'm very busy. I have work to do. I have live streams to be on. Because what I think about war sometimes is that, all right, who is Obaha, the founder of English? He's a Moroccan man, a Moroccan guy. He doesn't appear on the channel though, but he is the owner, of course, of the channel. All right. So I was saying that most of the time it's civilians who fight for wars, and it's civilians who die for wars, but it's politicians who start the wars. So I think, like in the next war, I think as people we should say, hey, you know what? You voted for the war, you should go and fight in it. For the to all the politicians who say, hey, you want war? Okay, nice. All right, go fight. Because most of the time, what politicians do is that they start the war and then they send people to die in those wars. And I think that's very messed up thing to do. So please make sure to stick to the end, because we are gonna have a listening and a what is it? And a grammar. All right, next. I'm gonna jump this one. Yes, this is exactly what I have just said. Who suffers more in war? Soldiers, civilians, or politicians? I'm gonna give you some time to answer this one. No way. No way, man. I was in Rabat for 4 days. It was nice time there. People are kind nice. So you visit Morocco regularly. That's cool. Which other cities did you visit? I really hope I will be able to visit India one day. I really want to. The other day, I was in Casablanca, and I met an Indian guy who lives in the United States. So he is from India, but he lives in the United States, and he was visiting Morocco. And we had a long talk on the train station, and it was a very lovely discussion. I will not forget that man. It was a very nice man. Obviously, civilians because politicians, exactly. I totally agree with you, Rakesh, on this one. Exactly. And yeah, I won't fight for nobody. So Juan is very straight away. I'm not fighting for no one. So you can join me, Juan. We're not fighting for anyone. We are very lazy. We are busy. We don't have time to fight a war. For soldiers also suffer a lot, uh, especially when you die for another country. If you know what I mean. If you die for another country, that's even worse for me. If you die for your country, it's bad, but well, still you die for your own country. To die for another country, that's quite messed up, to be honest. Yes. Okay. Yes. So next chapter, or next type, or next stage of this live stream will be general knowledge. What do you know about the war? Right? So the first set of questions was about your opinion. But now we will try to see what do you know about the ongoing war. So let's start with question number one. All right. Strait of Hormuz. This is something that you will hear a lot, by the way. It's Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if you know it, if you have heard of it, but it is something that has been like heard a lot of times recently. So what is it? What is it? Civilians suffer so much. Exactly, Juan. I think the most important population that suffers during wars is or are civilians. So it connects the Middle East to rest of Asia. Wonderful, wonderful. So Rakesh already knows the answer right here. So always the comments are shared on the top of the screen. So what is the Strait of Hormuz? Is it a tourism hotspot? It's a major oil shipping route, or it's a US naval base? So what is it? What do you think? All right, nice. I also explored Fes and Marrakesh. Nice. I lived in Marrakesh for 5 years. The time there, wonderful. I don't get it. Could you explain better? Of course, Amilo. Of course, I'm gonna explain in a moment. And almost 20% oil trade done through this channel. Yes. Give me a second. All right. Let me just pull up a map because I'm looking for a map. All right. I think this one is a very good one. Right. If you can just give me a second, because the Strait of Hormuz is something very important in the ongoing war right now. All right. So I hope you will see this well. All right, at the stage. Right. All right. So I know I don't know if you can see it well. I don't know if you can see the map well. So that's a map of the Middle East, right? You can see here. This is Iran. This is Iran right here, and this is Saudi Arabia. So the Strait of Hormuz is right here. You can read it. Strait of Hormuz right here. It goes along Iran, right? And Iran was actually like Iran uh, uh, was threatening that it will close the Strait of Hormuz if the United States keeps intervening in the war, in its war with Israel. So, okay, if they close the Strait of Hormuz, what's gonna happen? A lot of things gonna happen, like Rakishi says. So, the Strait of Hormuz has 20% oil trade done through this channel. A significant amount of oil, of gas, like that we use in our cars, and that we use in a lot of trade, in a lot of businesses, in a lot of factories, goes through that exactly. Juan also knows what's going on. So it's a major oil shipping road. So the ships that carry the oil to most of the countries in Asia, they go through that strait. So if Iran decides to close it, the first thing that's going to happen is a major crisis in oil. And we all know that oil is very important in most like economies today. Like it's a major trade, and it's a major good in today's world. So, and of course the oil like the gas that we use in our cars would have gone up, like it would have gone up very very dramatically. And when the oil goes up, what happens? All the goods, all the things that we buy, all the groceries, they go up. Why? Because the cars and the trucks that transport, for example, let's take eggs. So imagine that the egg, for example, in Morocco, the egg is $0.1. It's very cheap. But the cars that carry the eggs, if the oil goes up, the cars will start charging more to transport your food. So the food will go up and everything will go up with that. So it would have been, if Iran decided to close the Strait of Hormuz, that would have been a major, major, major crisis in today's world. So thank God that like they did not decide to do that. Did you explore the Afghani desert, the Agafay desert? I've never been there. Have you? Were you there? So you've been to places me, a Moroccan, haven't been to. I was planning to. I hope I will be able to go there soon. Has some problem with USA. The oil of Venezuela has inside. So you stop the oil from going to United States? All right. What is the Iranian Revolutionary Guard? Again, this is general knowledge, right? This is general knowledge about the ongoing war. So, question number two, who is or what is the Iranian Revolutionary Guard? Is it an Iranian parliament, a political party, or a special military force? Rakesh says it's a private armed force. Indeed, yes. So it's C. The question, the right answer is C. I'm moving a little bit fast because I don't want to I wanna have some other activities. I wanna keep some time or save some time for the listening and for the language that we are going to do later on. Which country is Iran most allied to? And please notice the pronunciation, allied, right? So an ally is your friend basically. When two countries are friend with each other, for example, Israel and the United States are allies. They work together. They help each other. They stand by each other. So which country is Iran most allied with? Is it India, Saudi Arabia, or Russia? And please don't forget to, yes, yeah, Russia. Yes, where are you from? And China. Rakesh adds China as well to the equation. Yes, where are you from? So yes, says Russia. And Rakesh says Russia and China. All right, and I'm gonna add also North Korea. So all of these are allies of Iran. So if they join the war, definitely World War III would have started like a couple of days ago. Saudi Arabia, nice, yes, sir, nice. Yes, sir. What do you think about the ongoing conflict? What was your stance as Saudi Arabian? Because I know Saudi Arabia like has a lot of problems with Iran most of the time. But I've seen like a lot of people were rooting for Iran nonetheless. So what was your stance? If I'm allowed to ask, of course. I'm just interested. Like I'm not here to debate or anything. I'm just interested because this is a question we asked in the very beginning. Yes. So Iran is most allied with Russia, with China, and with North Korea. I think Pakistan is also one of the allies of Iran. Though I don't know if like they are really that close together because I don't know. Indeed, indeed. All right. So, what does the United States say it intervenes, or why does the United States say it intervenes in the Middle East? The United States intervenes a lot in the United States. Why does the United States say they intervene? Why do they say that they are in the Middle East? Is it because of national security, political influence, oil access? Is it national security, political influence, or oil access? The right answer is all of them. Exactly, Rakesh. I was about to say that. I was about to say that. All right. So they wanna take control. I see. They wanna embargo. I don't understand the word embargo. All right. So they wanna ban it. Mhm. I see. Well, maybe that would have worked well for Venezuela. Coin throw game in Marrakesh. I did. That's a big scam. You will never win that game. That's a good one. That's a good one. So I see because that you had some fun in Marrakesh. Um, but I think, yeah, I think Marrakesh is a very fun city, to be honest. It's a very fun city. There is a lot to do, but you just need to be a little bit careful, of course. Like all tourist cities, of course, you need to be a little bit careful. Because a lot of people, they want to get paid and they want to like. I'm gonna join Rakesh and said all of these answers seem correct. They say it's national security, but of course they do it for political influence so that they can have some political presence in the Middle East, and also for oil access. They also want that to secure its energy supply. Exactly one. Um, which of the which of these? Oh, all right. Which of these is a U.S. military base location near Iran? So which one is the okay, Vikas? Thank you. We see you soon, man. I'm gonna be live again on Friday. We're gonna change the topic, of course, different topic, not politics. So make sure to be here. Which of the following is a U.S. military base location near Iran? Qatar, India, or Egypt? And this one, by the way, was one of the bases, or was the base that Iran attacked yesterday. So which one? Let me see if you are following the politics. So I hope you, Vikas, will join, will follow the channel so that you don't miss our next live stream. All right, please. And I wanna remind you, please, to double click on the screen. Very easy action. Just double click on the screen. It's a very good exercise for your finger. Just double click on the screen, and your job here is done. Double click. I want to see double clicks on the screen. I'm watching you on my phone. Let me see if that can work. Rakesh says Qatar, and that's absolutely correct. All right, great. So we're gonna do a listening now. So of course, if you guys know Woo English, so Woo English is a channel that shares lots and lots of videos about very interesting topics. Let me share with you my our channel, Woo English. All right, if you can give me 1 second, please. I think it's all of them actually, Juan. It's all of them. But most of the time they say we are intervening in the Middle East because we are where Iran has attacked. It's attacked an American military base in Qatar yesterday. But there were no casualties. Thankfully, there were no casualties. So let me share with you our channel. So this is basically our channel, Woo English. I hope you can see it well. I don't know if you can. So we have lots and lots of videos about different topics related. All right, so you can see the channel well. So we have lots and lots of topics about everything. So for example, the recent India air crash, and I'm sorry for Indian people who lost their lives or lost their beloved one in that airplane crash. I think I did not have the chance to say how sorry I am. That was a very tragic event, and I hope that the families of the victims will stay blessed and be patient. All right. So as I was saying, we have lots of videos, and today we are going to listen as an English practice, as a practice of English language. We are going to listen to one of our videos, which was about the intervention of the United States in the ongoing conflict. Actually, I think you guys can see well. All right, so we're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna listen to chapter number 1. So without further ado, let's go. After you listen, I'm gonna ask you some questions, so please listen very carefully.
It happened at night.
Listen
when the world was sleeping. 3 bombs fell on Iran's nuclear sites. and everything changed. This is not just a story of war. It's a story of decisions, power, and fear, of leaders, missiles, and people who didn't choose this. What really happened that night? Why did the U.S. strike? And what comes next?
So, of course, a lot of things happened after the U.S. strike on Iranian nuclear sites. But we just want to cover this as a form of just like discussing this and at the same time improving our listening and working on our English.
Listen closely, because this is a true story, and it's still unfolding. Chapter 1.
Indeed.
The Last Warning. It was late evening in Washington, D.C. The lights were still on at the White House. Inside, President Donald Trump sat with his team. His face was serious. His hands were still. He had made his decision. "Iran is getting too close," he said. One of his generals spoke quietly. "They may have enough uranium in just weeks." Trump looked at the map. He pointed. "Fordow, Natanz, Isfahan. Those are the targets." Silence. Then he stood. "Let's move." Just hours before this moment, the world was watching the Middle East. Tensions had grown fast. Israel had attacked Iranian military bases just 1 week earlier. Iran answered with missile strikes. Cities were shaking. People were afraid. And now, the U.S. was getting involved, directly. Earlier that week, Trump had spoken to the nation. It was a short message, simple, clear, strong. "If Iran continues this path," he said, "America will act. Quickly, powerfully." Some believed he was just talking. Others were not so sure. Iran, meanwhile, refused to stop its nuclear work. Its leaders said they had the right to build nuclear energy. They said, "We are not building a bomb." But U.S. intelligence said something different. They believed Iran was close, too close. One secret report said, Iran could build a nuclear weapon in less than 30 days.
Which have been saying since the 80s.
That was enough for Trump. He gave the order. Back in the White House, the room was moving fast. Phones were ringing. Plans were printed. Pilots were on alert. Everything was ready. At midnight, stealth bombers began to fly. They were almost invisible on radar. B-2 Spirit planes moved like shadows across the sky. They carried something powerful. Massive bombs that could break deep underground. The targets were secret nuclear sites, hidden under mountains, guarded by steel, but not safe tonight. The first target, Fordow, then Natanz, then Isfahan. Each one was key to Iran's nuclear program, and all three were about to be hit. As the planes flew closer, Trump waited. He said nothing, just watched the clock. Then, at exactly 2:13 a.m. Tehran time, the first bomb hit. The ground shook. A flash of light. A deep explosion. The U.S. had struck. The president looked up. He whispered to his team, "It's done." But in Tehran, the night was not over. People ran to windows. Sirens screamed. News channels began to report explosion near Fordow, possible attack. In a matter of minutes, the world had changed. Some hoped this was the end of it. Others feared. It was only the beginning. What happens when a warning turns into action? And what comes next? When silence falls after the strike. Chapter 2.
All right, that was
Eyes
bad.
on the
I
nuclear
only
sites.
listen to one chapter. Sorry. That's all. All right, good. Were you listening well? I don't know. I want to see. All right, more people have joined. So welcome. Hi, everybody. So we're doing a listening. That what you have seen, we're doing a listening. And I want to see if you were listening well, if you were listening carefully. These are questions following the listening that you have just done. True or false? The first activity, true or false? The attack happened during the day. Is this true or false? Based on what you know and based on the listing that you have just done. Which one is correct? So have you seen? We're doing a great job today. So we are discussing what's going on. We're learning some English. We're training our listenings who are doing a lot of things today. That's awesome. That's awesome. But I need some engagement in the chat. Musa, hello, my friend. How are you? It's been a while again, man. It's been a while. I thought you were part of this war. I think you were joining the military or something. How's life? All right. The attack happened during the day. True or false? What do you think? At night. Indeed, yes. So this is false because the attack, like Musa says, happened at night. Number 2, Trump gave the order after hearing a report. So Trump gave the order for the B-2 bombers to attack like the sites. What the heck? What? Beans. What's going on? Beans. Beans, is everything okay? Trump gave the order after hearing a report. Is this true? Is it false? Based on Skibidi, man, on Skibidi. Yes, man, on Skibidi. Come on. No answers. I'm sad. This is true, by the way. All right. Iran openly admits they were building a nuclear bomb. True or false? Based on the listening again, what happened to Trump and Iran? Well, this is part of the discussion of what's going on between Trump and Iran. Were you doing the listening? Because I was in the background. You could hear me breathe heavily. And yeah. So these are questions following the listening that we were doing, basically. Iran openly admits they were building bombs. Is this true? Is this false? What do you think? False. Indeed. They don't admit it. And you never know, because the only country that was saying that Iran has nuclear bombs was Israel. Even like the international, I don't know, association of whatever related to nuclear bombs said that Iran does not have nuclear bombs. But the only country that was saying that Iran has bombs was Israel, who was actually fighting with Iran. So you never know, man. You never know. Israel attacked Iran before the United States did. Of course, we all know this one is correct. I'm not going to waste your time. The first bomb hit at 2:13 a.m. Tehran time. Wow, my man. I don't know what that means. I see it a lot on memes and stuff, but I don't know what it means. Yes, I want you to answer this question actually, because the other one it had a tick and you know the answer. How many sites were bombed by the United States? That's pretty good. Uh, I'm quite learned when it comes to the memes. I'm quite learned. I'm not an illiterate when it comes to memes. Juan, what about a false flag? It can happen, man. It can happen. It can be a false flag. You never know. You never know. So for people who don't know what a false flag is, it's when a country attacks another country and then blames like, imagine Israel. I don't know. I'm not saying they did this. Imagine Israel attacked the United States and then says, "Hey, it's Iran who did it." That's what my friend Juan here mentioned with or means but with false flag. So false flag is when one country attacks something and then blames it on another country. They say, "Well, it was not us, it was them, but it was the first country." Is World War III finna happen? Uh, I'm not sure. I thought it's gonna happen when the United States bombed Iran. I thought that, well, it's gonna start. It's finna start, like you said. But then when I noticed that that China, North Korea, Russia did not join, I knew, okay, things may de-escalate. De-escalate. So the word de-escalate means things are calming down, which is what happened. And we don't have World War, and we are still alive now. We're still alive, thank God. I don't want to die. Not yet, at least. All right. I'm gonna jump. I want to do one last exercise because I promised you that we're gonna do some language around the end. This is the stealth bomber that bombed Iran. Imagine they flew 10 of these. 10 of these. 10 of these. Can you imagine 10 of these flew from the United States to Iran and they were refueling mid-air and they bombed Iran in the middle of the night and then they came back. I'm against this. I'm against this, but this is impressive. I'm against it, but it's impressive. So 10 of these flew all the way from the United States to Iran, bombed with great precision, and then went back to the United States. And the whole mission took 36 hours. So imagine 36 hours of flying. And what's even more interesting is that these airplanes are not new. They are 30-year-old. They are very old. They seem very new. They like the technology seems very good, but they are very old machinery. I think they were made in the 90s, the 1990s, or the early 2000s. So they are quite old. They are older. They are more than 20 years old, and they still managed to do that. All right. So one or two questions, and then we're gonna wrap up. Which sentence is correct? Exactly, Beans. It's exactly. It's very impressive, ain't it? All right. So which sentence is correct? The soldier has arrived. The soldiers has arrived. The soldier has arrived, or the soldiers has arrived. Which one is correct? A, B, C. Write for me just the letter in the chat. As I said, I'm against this. I'm against the intervention of the United States. I'm against this like attack on Iran. But that was impressive. We need to admit. I'm sorry. We need to admit that this is very impressive. So while Rakesh says it's A or B, Musa says it's A. Musa, can you pay attention to the subject and the verb? Pay attention to the subject and the verb, please. So number one, the soldiers, that's plural. And we know in English for the plural, we don't say has, we say have. So number one is incorrect. Number 3 or C. The soldiers has arrives. Also, we know that for the present perfect, the verb is in the past participle, meaning it will take D. So the only one that is correct is B. Number 2. Choose the correct form. If the war, many civilians will suffer. So which one is correct? If the war escalates, many civilians will suffer. If the war escalates, many civilians will suffer. Or if the war escalating, many civilians will suffer. Option B. Sajad, how are you? I think you are talking about the first one. If you are talking about the first one, you are absolutely correct. But for this one, no. A, Rakesh. Rakesh says A. Musa says A, wonderful. Why? Because the war, it's it. And with it, we need to add an S. So the only option that has S is A. It's A, Rakesh. It's A, Sajad. Exactly. War is singular. So we need an S at the verb. I'm going to give you another example. I dream. You dream. But he, she, it dreams. Let's take the word start or the verb start. I start. You start. He starts. She starts. The war starts. So we need an S with war. Third one and probably the last one. All right, let me hide myself. Pick the correct sentence. He don't support the war. He doesn't support the war. Or he doesn't support the war. He doesn't support the war. So which one is correct? A, B, or C? Exactly, Juan. Juan, can you please scroll to the end of the live stream? So Rakesh said C, but Mr. Musa says B. Mr. Musa, read the sentences well. Because in number 1, we never say he don't. We always say he doesn't. Number 2, we don't say he doesn't supports because the S is already added to doesn't. So we cannot add it to supports as well. Sajad also joins Rakesh. Sajad, where are you from? Last one. Escalate. Good. But Juan, you are a little bit delayed. You're a little bit late. See, because doesn't is already singular. Exactly. We cannot add an S to the verb. Exactly. War has far-reaching consequences, reach far consequences, or reached far consequences. This is a little bit difficult. I'm going to give you that. Bro from Pakistan said, all right, nice. You are doing an excellent job. Thank you so much, Sajad. And please, if this is your first time, Sajad, make sure to subscribe. Because we do 2 live streams like this one. And probably you have joined from the around the end. I would love it for you to join a live stream from the very beginning. You will definitely enjoy it. Well, for this one, actually, it's A. It's far-reaching. Far-reaching. So far-reaching is important, is big. Big consequences. We say far-reaching consequences, meaning exactly, Rakesh, it's A. So the option is A. And before we finish, guys, I would love to invite you to my personal channel, which is called Hamza Jatte, just like my name. Let me share it with you. This is my channel. So if you would love to join my channel, This is it, of course, in addition to joining Woo English. So in my channel, I have these series of videos called Speak With Me, where if you don't have anyone to practice your English with, you can speak with me. So my channel name is Hamza, just like this. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well, Woo English, that you are watching me on. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sajjad. Thank you so much. See you guys. You did a wonderful job again. I wish you a great middle of the week, rest of the week, and see you on Friday, where we'll have another topic, another discussion, another great time together here. Take care of yourselves. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope